Good evening. Welcome to Borders at the Bridge on Sarcasm City TV. I'm Andrew Winter Surfer here with the man, the voice of the channel, Don Zeke here, and also C1 Under the News kindly join us as well. Before we get into what we're going to talk about, obviously, last Chelsea show of the year 2021 on Sarcasm City Borders at the Bridge. Like and share the video, subscribe to Sarcasm City TV, join as a member, turn your notifications on as well so you know when we're going live. Also, Sarcasm City Twitch TV as well. Follow that if you want to subscribe and don't want to have adverts on there, then do it for your Amazon Prime. You can do it through there as well. Also, once you subscribe, you'll be able to see basically what's coming up. We've got watch-alongs for Man United and every other games, the top six. Also, relegation stuff as well for Watford on Mimi TV, NBA watch-alongs, courtside commentary, Sarcasm City Q&As, Pro Clubs and FIFA Career that Flawless is doing, and Walk to the Octagon, which is a new show as well. Big up YDJS, thank you very much. Abdullah, big up Don Sequence 7C1. Okay, so where shall we begin? Nothing has happened at all in the past 24 hours. At all. Okay, let's just shoot this right now. Obviously, Romelu Lukaku has had an interview. Some people, there's been a mixed reaction to it. Shall we say?
Very mixed reaction.
I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I think he's wrong in this aspect of that he should have informed someone that the interview was taking place, whether that's his advisors or the club. And I think if it's to do with Inter Milan fans alone, he wants to speak to them, just don't answer anything else about Chelsea. Just don't do it. You don't need to ask anything else about Chelsea and it's done. Saying that, I'm not overly upset about what he said. Some people might feel differently. I think some people who are not reading it probably are trying to spin it into like he wants to leave Inter now or something like that. But I've been on Spaces all day and listening to it, so I haven't heard really Zeke's or C1's opinions on this, and they might differ or they might be the same. But Zeke, what is your overall or where do you want to go regarding this Lukaku thing? You're on mute, by the way, bro.
You're on mute, bro.
Hi everyone. I hope can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Nice and clear. Yep.
I hope everyone is doing good. Personally, on Lukaku, if I could say something, is I totally agree with you. Like the idea of the interview in itself is not bad. If there are two things I can like reproach Lukaku is that knowing his experience, the context in at Chelsea right now, you don't do an interview like that. So the timing is the first issue for me. And secondly, you can big up like Inter fans at the beginning of the season, or you can do it at the end, like because you already left the club, like saying thanks or not, like whether it's like in August or like next year, it doesn't matter because you're not at the club. But knowing that Tuchel already have like pressure, what you just did for me is selfish. And for me, that's the second point, is that Lukaku needs to understand that he's 28. He's not a kid anymore, and he knows he has to like take the blame partly in this because he knew exactly what he was doing. So for me, like the victim card is not like acceptable here. But I don't want to like bury him as well because like yes, I'm mad at him because I hold him in high esteem. Like even though he was not my choice as striker, he was someone like I held in high esteem. And for me, like he disrespected us as fans. He disrespected his teammates, his coach, and the badge, and that's something that'll take time to like uh, 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 how can I say it? That'll take time to like heal but it's not something like it's not like a total break that we cannot like correct. So for me personally, I feel like it's just another example of players' power, and it's something that is very negative in our sport. So that's how I see it.
No, I listen. I can understand that. I can understand that as well. I can understand people's feelings of it. Um, I'm much more reserved in the fact that I don't think I don't. The thing I question is, and if you feel that way, you feel that way, and this is not just directly at you. See, I sometimes feel that I think there's been a lot played about the disrespect towards Chelsea fans a little bit. I think that some of it, yeah, but I think like when I think some of them like some of the
But
quotes that
we are to blame as well because
oh yeah
we send him abuse. We have
yeah
to we
he's
have
off
both
Twitter.
both
He's off
parts
Twitter
are like
already because he's
yeah
getting abused. I
yeah
mean, I listen. We probably all heard it in spaces. That some people, are, even when it's been explained to them, are still twisting these quotes to like when they get he wants to go and leave Inter like in
nah
January like for January or something like that, and it's
yeah.
oh yeah he wants to go leave in his prime. He said, which he didn't, and it's been translated. But C1, I haven't heard you. I haven't heard you today, mate. On it, you might be in different spaces to me. What's your overall feelings or thoughts on this situation?
For me, the interview was stupid to do, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What he said about the system thing, I do agree to a certain extent that we're not using them the best way. But
Mm-hmm.
Zeke, and my other boys in the chat in the GC that Zeke knows that other players. He gave me an example. Other players who have played out of form, out of like different
Yeah.
systems, they didn't complain. So that's the one thing I'm angry about Lukaku, that he thought he had the ego that he had to do the interview. I didn't like that. But there's certain things he said about like, the system. I do agree, but in this moment of time, you complaining about a system that's not fitting you, for me, it doesn't help because Tuchel's
No.
already under pressure. Like he's already under pressure, and we have to get through this rut. So Lukaku doing this interview for me doesn't gain anything, and he don't gain anything from it. And us fans booing him or like trying to say sell him in January, it doesn't gain anything. And for me, the interview shouldn't have been done, especially during this period of time.
Yeah. I mean, I know it was 3 weeks ago. The timing's obviously we're obviously we're not in a good space. I remember the time of the releases up to Sky Italia, they set you man up on strings. Yeah, yeah, they did. Shouldn't have done, but maybe if he just kept to into stuff and just didn't mention anything about the system or anything like that, and just saved it, and then also let people know it was happening. You guys act like it's just one for Chelsea fans. You've got the toxic Man United fans, old Inter fans that play. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, Lukaku. Listen, he now has to either clarify it or he has to do his talking on the pitch. That's all he can do. Because let's face it,
Yeah,
guys.
that's what I said.
People that are saying. I think it's a bit extreme to say Lukaku out. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing multiple times today that it's one of the worst things a Chelsea player's ever done. Excuse me. Excuse me. What? Okay. You obviously need to learn your Chelsea history.
Hold
But
on, what did you say?
I said I was hearing on Spaces that Lukaku's interview is one that some people said is one of the worst things that a Chelsea player's ever done.
Nah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, I don't know, hello? Do you know your history of this club? You obviously don't. But I would say this. I think he's either got to clarify it or he's just got to do his talking on the pitch. Because let's face it, guys. If he scores the winner on Sunday or has a massive game, he plays well and we go on and win, then everyone's going to forget, aren't they? Or start to forget. There's no way that any Chelsea fan are going to sit down on their hands and not celebrate if he scores the winner or something like that. It's just what we do. It's just, listen, it's disappointing in the timing wise. And like I said, just stick to, if it's about the Inter fans, which I think it was, and just don't answer any questions about Chelsea. Just go back and say, hey, I'm here to talk about Inter. That's it. Let's see here. If Lukaku has complained this time, he, in my opinion, must have not been his first time doing it. Hey, you take it like it is, don't you? It's one of those. Kind of reminds me of a time when the Kane interview just released when they feel that, yeah, Kane did a similar one in the summer, but he was actually talking about leaving the club that he was at and talking about getting on the end of De Bruyne's crosses. What if he drops a stinker? If he drops a stinker, then that he's going to have to take whatever gets thrown at him if he drops a stinker. I know Fata is going to the game. I'm under the impression I don't think Fata is going to boo Lukaku at the weekend. But
here's my take, because I haven't been spoken about it yesterday. I don't think the statement is that bad. Like, if you're a professional football player, and if you want to be honest with yourself, to the manager said, like, coach, I'm not happy with the situation right now. I'm not happy with this tactic that I want to do something that can work around me.
Yep.
We can set it out there in the middle, like a private discussion and all that. But then my problem for me, big up Flores as well. My problem for me is that the fact that the execution and the timing was
Big
not
up Flores.
right, because I feel like because we got it 2 days before our match, and it's literally New Year's Eve, you literally put yourself in a tough spot because you kind of make a lot of noise for other people to create some of these stories.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
Yo, before you go, Zeke, yo, man, just wanted to say big up to you, man, innit? Enjoy the new year, all that stuff. I didn't even know you, man, were going live. I ain't gonna lie. I had no idea. I just seen it. I was like, huh? I thought, let me just pop in. Yeah, and say hello to everyone in it. Nah, it's cool. I'm gonna promo the show. I'm gonna create the thumbnail now in it to post out and that. But big up to you lot every time. I'm gonna leave you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave here and quicker than Lukaku's trying to leave London. So yeah, man. Big up to you, man.
You son of a unbelievable, this guy. Honestly,
Big up Flowers.
Yo, big up every time.
Big up. Happy New Year, mate. Happy New Year.
But
That's what I said. Regardless if he gets started or not.
Timo,
He's gonna have massive
before
pressure
you
on
go,
his
Andrew, if we're being honest, if any other player we didn't rate, would we go harder on them?
It's a very interesting question.
Because Matisse said this on his reaction to it as well, and we have to be honest. If Marcus Alonso did this, we would have slaughtered him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm not. Listen. I'm not. Listen. I think it's stupid timing. Yeah. I think he should have done this. Should have done this after he moved. Yeah. That's what he should have done. I think. Listen. I think if he just said everything else apart from the Tuchel stuff and the system stuff, no one would bat an eyelid. Yeah. No one would bat an eyelid. It's just,
if I can add something real quick, like Fatar said, like personally, it's the timing, because yes, like you did the interview like 3 weeks ago, but 3 weeks ago we just played Man United, we were top of the league, so it doesn't like make it better. I get that you're frustrated with how things are going, but a simple discussion with Tuchel, like, could have like sorted it, and we saw it because like the last games we are utilizing like Lukaku differently, and he's scoring now. So for me, like, you're 28, like it's not like Lukaku, that's his first interview, he's not major trained or so. Like he knows that there's a chance that they try to like take advantage from it and like try to hurt Chelsea and stuff. Like they're not your friends. Media are not like players' friends. They need to understand that. And I totally agree with Matisse. Like Odoi, for example, he was a young player. He wanted his chance. When Tuchel came in, like the first position Odoi played at was right wing back. They didn't even test him at like left wing. He could have went to the media, like he could have gone there and said, "Oh, Lampard didn't give me my chance. Tuchel is playing me at right wing back," and flame the club. He didn't. Havertz, when he came at the club, Lampard didn't utilize Havertz to the best of his strength at the beginning, and he was record signing. He could have said, like, "I'm the record signing at Chelsea. The things should like go around me. They should build the team around me and stuff like that. He didn't say anything. He shut up. I'm sorry to put it this way, but like he didn't open his mouth. He went to work. Same thing with Werner. Like Werner, like he's been like always scapegoated and all that. I'm not saying that he's good. Yes, he has his flaws. He accepted like that he wasn't good, but he didn't go to the media and done that. And the thing with Lukaku is that yes, like you want to repair your relationship with the Inter fans, but does it warrant like to risk like a new relationship that is starting with Chelsea? Like because Tuchel already has like pressure. If you saw Tuchel after the Brighton game, you know that he's like when like you have so many questions in your head and like you're ready to snap like that's how I felt. Like I was like this thing is not looking good. Like he's starting like really to feel the pressure. So and today, like he comes out and said that he had no idea that Lukaku did that and that he was like surprised to see the thing. So and after we had like a report said that Lukaku didn't involve anyone, like whether it's the club or his representative. So he did it on his own, and that's why like that hurt me a bit because I'm like, so you knew what you were doing. So that's what makes me think that it's a bit selfish to do it at this point.
I can totally understand where people are coming from that, and in essence, I probably more in fact I agree. The timing of it, even if it was 3 months ago or something like that, but the timing of it is also strange. 3 weeks ago, we just during Man United, he wasn't like he was fully fit. In what we were being told, he needed to come back gradually. Yeah. So it's not as if we were going, bam, put him into the team, stuff like that. And it's just strange. And also, like I said, no one knew. Apparently, not even his advisors knew of this. Yeah, well, that's what I read somewhere. That not even his Chelsea certainly didn't know. The advisors weren't told, and it's like. You are more than savvy enough now. You're not an 18-year-old kid. You're going to be 29, or if he's 29, so he might be. It's like it's fine saying, it's very simple. Sit down and go to the Inter fans. This is why I left. I don't mind him saying, listen, before I knew of Chelsea's interest, I went to try and get a contract. So I wanted to stay here for the rest of my career. They said no, and even the bit where he goes, oh yeah, I could have joined. I wanted to. Joined 3 big clubs in the world: Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Yeah, but then when I knew of Chelsea's interest, that was the only club for me. Do you know what I mean? He said that while he was talking while he was an Inter Milan player. He's not talking about them joining them while he's a Chelsea player. And the Lautaro Martinez thing, I don't even see a problem with that. It's like saying I would, he's talking to the Inter fans. He's not going to say I'm one of your best players to come join me at Chelsea. Stay there, be a legend, blah, blah, blah. I know he hasn't come out and said it like that, but, Fata, obviously you're going to the game.
Yeah.
I presume there will be. How loud do you think the boos will be on Sunday?
I could imagine that this is going to be like a massive boost, which is understandably so. And the fact that I feel like the boos on Sunday, I think that they're trying to inject that pressure to Lukaku, and with that amount of pressure going towards him, regardless whether he starts it or not, like I said, he'll be feeling that pressure. He'll become more angry. I hope he will becoming more angry than the one that after he made that statement and had a ruckus with Tuchel. I hope he became angry like that. But then again, you also forgot there's one factor comes into your mind, which is racism, and that would come into play as well on Sunday. You never know with some of these fans, because with Chelsea fans we have like lots of track records where we have lots of racism case against our players. Remember, like something back in October, that could happen again on Sunday.
Yeah.
So. Don't be surprised if you can hear from your TV like the fans will boo Lukaku or not. Like some of the fans, like maybe some have some reason not to boo him, but I can guarantee about 65% in that stadium will boo him because some of them are reactionary, don't know what the bigger context is, and it's just our fan base at the moment is kind of divided at the moment, man.
No, yeah, I agree. It's what it has done. Whether you think all of that is part of it is true. Yeah, of course it is. But what it does is giving ammunition to those who do that sort of thing, but also then didn't want Lukaku in the first place, right? We've seen it in the last 24 hours. Oh yeah, see, I told you he's not proper Chelsea. Whatever. And all that.
Let's have it right.
It's not that about his being proper Chelsea. It's just like
I feel like he didn't want to come to us. We should have got Haaland. Yeah. Like stuff like that. That's come out in the last 20
It's not about that because some of these Chelsea fan base that I know, yeah, we asked for the ball to get players, the clinical goal scorer. We got one, Lukaku. Should we get Haaland if we didn't get Lukaku? Hindsight 50-50. But at the end of the day, you want a clinical goal scorer in our team. That's what we get, and that's what we got to deserve with. And regardless, like if you boo him on Sunday, that's your problem. Like you are one of the fan base that are reactionary and don't know what the bigger context is.
I just want to say that anyone who says, "Oh yeah, we should have got Haaland," let me remind you, Haaland's agent is it's Mino Raiola. Yeah, if Haaland was going through something like this, do you think he would stay quiet? Because he's not done it in the past with any of his other clients, and also Haaland's not like he's a shrinking violet either. All this nonsense that if we were to simply have bought Haaland, that it would have been all like silky smooth and we wouldn't have any issues or something like that. And someone brought it up. Who did brought it up? No one brought it up. In my opinion, a lot of being harsh and Tuchel's not getting the best out of a world-class striker. We've had the discussions, right? We've all had discussions over the last few weeks. We've been in this rough bit of form. Is the system good enough? Is it not? How do we get the best out of Lukaku? That's all being said. This is the hardest time since Tuchel has been here where he's got to try and figure out what to do, right? How does he get the best out of Lukaku? Stuff like that. I heard like some people earlier today was, oh yeah, this puts unnecessary pressure on Tuchel. He's already under unnecessary pressure. He manages Chelsea. You're under pressure from the minute the first day you join. But C1 is this more pressure on Tuchel to get this right, or is it unfair pressure on Tuchel to get this right?
It's somewhat unfair because in the situation he's in, like it's just so unnecessary at this point, and I feel sorry for Tuchel because this board have not backed him properly, and he's somewhat suffering for it, which he shouldn't be. And the problem with this is that we have the money to back him, but we didn't back him properly, and now he's somewhat suffering from it. And now with this Lukaku thing, it's gonna cause unnecessary problems. And if we don't get throughout this rut in January, I feel peak for Tuchel, man, because he's a manager that I feel like he can be here for a long term, and yeah.
Oh, Andrew's got issue with the mic in it.
Mike.
Yeah. If I can
Go on, see.
Sorry.
Yeah. If I can say something, I agree with what Andrew said. Like at Chelsea, whether you like it or not, you get like pressure, but that doesn't mean that we should like invite it like more. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, like we could have like done like without that. For me, like he could have like even like waited like the end of the season to do it. If it's just like to repair like your relationship with Inter fans and tell them that you love them, like there's no like limits for you to say it. But just don't do it like when it can like impact like your Chelsea, what Chelsea is going through. And that's what like I'm worried about personally. That he says that Inter fans are like the best in the world or stuff like that. We know how it goes. Like every players always big up like the fans that showed him love and stuff. And he's not the first one to do that. He won't be the last. But like for me, when you playing at Chelsea, you the record signing, you the highest earner. There's something you have to like. There's some sort of example that you have to do. For example, like at United, Cristiano Ronaldo, they're not like always playing to his strength. He could say that, oh, I'm Cristiano, like this manager is not doing things like my way and stuff. He didn't say anything. So for me, those are the things that I reproach Romelu. But like for me, if he can fire like for the rest of the season and maybe like get what like 15, 20 goals, I feel like we human. Like at the end of the season, we would just like be a little bit mad, but we'll forget most of it. When he will become difficult is that it will be when like for example, he doesn't fire because yes, like he's adding pressure to Tuchel, but he's inviting like eyes on himself because now like the fans will be like less patient, like less forgiving. But once again, and this is for the people who are like watching or like going to the stadium, please don't boo him. It doesn't like help. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help the team in any way possible. Like I trust the board to like find a professional way to deal with this. But as fans, like get behind the team more than ever. Like we need to be together because the league is not like I'm not like being in conspiracy saying that the league doesn't help us, but that's a fact. There have been like examples showing that they won't help us, like they won't be on our side. So it's about us, like stay close, stay together, and that's how we're gonna do something great this season for me.
Proper Charles.
Yes, so Mo's joined us, obviously a regular on Ballers at the Bridge. Mo, obviously we're talking about what are we talking about? Oh yeah, the carpet. What are your thoughts? I mean, has anything changed in the past 24 hours,
bro?
For you?
First of all, it's good to be back, guys. My bad,
Yeah.
and I kind of lost track of time, and I completely forgot. And
You forgot about us,
bro, do you know
Man,
what's
Uncle
crazy?
Mo, you know.
Like I woke up early today, yeah, and I was like, wait, what? There's part two and there's more quotes. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, man, it's not even game day. Can we not do this today? And I'm just like, fam, I'm tired, man. I just want to have a normal day, bro. Everything is in turmoil. Everybody's saying new information. Rivals are throwing digs at us. Everything, man. Like, bro, I'm getting WhatsApp messages from people I ain't spoken to in months. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. But the way I'm looking at it is very easy, man. Like when it comes to this situation, I generally, when the quotes came out, the way I was like, bro, I don't trust media. I need to see the full transcript. I need to see the full thing. Then I'll make my decision. But I'm like, it's already not looking good, innit? So you see the transcript in full by the end of yesterday, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, this is a PR failure on every aspect, from Lukaku's perspective, from the club's perspective, and it's done him no favors with Inter fans as well. Let's be frankly honest. And then insult to injury is the fact that now obviously the representatives apparently didn't even know about it. It's even more hilarious to me because the way I'm looking at it, it's like, bro, I wish I could understand what the play was at here. Like the play, as far as people are trying to kind of read between the lines, is to try and please Inter fans. But let's be frankly honest, Inter fans are not going to want to hear you talk about the fact that you wanted a new contract, and then the fact that you weren't given a new one was something that you weren't too pleased about, but you were willing to leave for 3 top clubs and your childhood club that you've supported since you were a kid in Chelsea. So what you're basically telling me is, guys, I had no loyalties to you lot, and the only loyalty I had is if you were willing to give me the money that would allow me to stay at this club. And the way I look at it is, I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. If I'm an Inter fan, I'm looking at it and I'm just going to use this as a brownie points to piss off Chelsea fans. And if I'm looking at it from a rival perspective, hey, Chelsea, like one of your leading players apparently is talking like this about your club. there is no respect, and play power and all of that stuff is then now into play. But honestly speaking, I was much more impressed with the way Thomas Tuchel responded to it at the press conference today.
Yeah.
I think, to me, that was the biggest telling point. And yesterday, that's the point I kept on hammering on. I was like, I need my manager to respond in a manner that is very calm and diffuses the situation. And I do feel like he's slightly diffused the situation in saying, look, I don't like the situation. It should have been behind closed doors. But at the same time, as far as he's concerned, Lukaku hasn't shown any sort of attitude towards the situation, and he's been training fine, and he's been doing what he's been asked to do totally fine. So the way I'm looking at it is that Thomas Tuchel will have his private words with Lukaku. I think the major thing for Chelsea here is to try and not allow the media to control the narrative more than they already have. And the best way to do that is you need a united front in this one. In my opinion, you need to get Lukaku in front of the players. The squad as a whole need to understand why shit like this cannot happen, guys. And it cannot happen, especially when you're in a vulnerable point of a season. Because let's be frankly honest, this is not, he said in the interview, this is the right time to talk about it. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. This is not the right time. This is the biggest poor timing I have ever seen from anybody that has anything to say, bro. It's just absolutely horrendous in every way, shape, or form. And what he should have done is either speak to these Inter fans before, after his move was completed, or speak to them at the end of the season when everything is done and dusted. But the fact that he's chosen to speak at a moment like this, I'm sorry, this is completely and utterly, but it's going to be spun in every way possible a negative direction. It's created noise that nobody wants. Not Chelsea, not Lukaku, not anybody. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, I hope that for whatever happens next, we as a club come together in this scenario, and Lukaku is able to actually take some sort of accountability for the fact that he's done this, because it's not smart in any way, shape, or form, man.
No, I think going on what Tuchel he said about Tuchel in the press conference, they tried even then. You could hear the questions. They tried to twist it even then by saying, "Oh, how do you feel about your player wanting to leave for Inter very quickly after his signing?" Which is not what he said, by the way, in the quote. Do you know what I mean? They tried to then stir up them, but he was like, "Hey, we didn't know about it. It's not, like you say, it's not needed. Like, but looking at the first few, some of the quotes, they've been misinterpreted as they tried to do. But yeah, he's going to keep it indoors. Listen, if they find him, they'll probably find him. That's what they'll probably do.
I would expect so.
It's very simple from Tuchel, isn't it?
Yeah.
He'll just need to go. You need to if he doesn't make him come out and clarify, he's simply going to say to him, "You need to be talking out on the pitch."
Can I explain one more thing as well, bro?
On the pitch, yeah.
So this Lautaro comment that everyone seems to be talking about. Look, this is an interview to appease Inter fans.
Exactly.
Who he's trying to apologize to. He's not going to then tell them a player that they are trying to actually commit to Inter. Now come to Chelsea. Now I need you to come and play with me at this club. He's going to tell him to stay where he is, because that's part of pleasing the Inter fans. Yeah. So to me, I'm like, that part made sense to me. I wasn't even that fussed.
No,
the part that doesn't make sense. The part that doesn't make sense is my guy said this was the right time to speak. No, it was not, bro. This was horrendous. This was terrible timing, bro. This is everything that's wrong with it. Timing is shit.
Mo, he just needs to do what I said to these guys, and I think we're all in agreement. First of all, let someone know you're doing it. Even your own advisors let them know you're doing it. Yeah. And set the rules down and go, I want to speak to the Inter fans. If you want to ask me anything about Chelsea, go speak to Chelsea and ask them to set up an interview. You know what I mean? And they'll speak about Chelsea. Yeah? And then leave it like that. He didn't need to say anything like that and go on. But does it remind you a little bit of the LeBron James decision?
I'm not a basketball fan, so I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Do you remember when he? Do you remember in 2010 there was this whole media scrum set up like it was the biggest decision of anyone's life, and he was just saying he was just going to go to Miami Heat. It's like. Why Lukaku's not a stupid. Anyone says Lukaku is stupid, that's just wrong. Yeah, he's a very intelligent man. Yeah,
he's very smart.
It's like where was this? There was no self-awareness, and that's the problem when he didn't let anyone know what he was doing.
And I did some research yesterday.
Yeah,
he's signed with Rock Nation Sports, so.
Yes.
it makes sense because the way the things looks like it's very US wise, like
Very NBA style.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to like talk, and as I said, like that's another example of players' power, and we know that in NBA,
Soccer.
that's a big role in NBA, like players' power. They try to like force their way. So for me, like uh the fact that he did it like without his representative, like, he had something in mind, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm curious about now. And I feel like we'll see it like in the next month, if
Yeah.
he's like fully committed, or if it's like other people are saying he's like buying his way out and stuff. I feel like we'll see it in the next 6 months, and we'll see like where like his head is.
Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest.
But I don't think that
if he scores, if he scores winners in the next games, Liverpool, City, Tottenham,
yeah, he will appease
Tottenham in the League Cup, or scores if we get to another European Cup final, he scores then.
Yeah.
It's all going to be forgotten. It's just going to all be, even if he then leaves that summer.
For me, for me, it's not even like even scoring the winner, but like if for the rest of the season, like you and Tuchel can like work hand in hand,
Yeah.
and like we get to our objectives. Let's be honest, like right now, like let's say 90% of Chelsea fans are like on Lukaku's neck. For me, if like we can attain like our objectives the way like the season is going so far, I'll guarantee you not even half of the fans will be like on his neck by this summer. He like for me, he just like added like he just invited pressure on himself. But if he can cope with it, let's go. Like
dude, you've talked trends. You've got to watch some of these NBA. There are some leagues where they do criticize their teammates, their coaches.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta watch NBA, to
Yeah,
like
you got to watch it, man. But you know what? Let's roll into Sunday's game.
Lord
Obviously,
have mercy.
reports coming out that Lukaku's still likely to lead the line. There's also reports
Kante
that
and Thiago
Kante
Silva
and possibly Silva will
will
be
start.
actually fit to start.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bad news this week was that Reece James is out injured now for a possibility of 2 months. So that means
6 to 8 weeks,
Laporta,
Andrew. 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
6 to
that
8
means
weeks.
Laporta definitely going to buy a left wing back and a right wing back.
No, Andrew, sorry to interrupt. He doesn't need to do surgery, and after after the Liverpool game, they're either gonna recall Sterling or buy a wing back. But we know what they're gonna do in it.
They're gonna try and record it first, man. You're gonna have Ian Matson and Dijon Sterling for the rest of the season. Left wing back. But there's also reports come out of Liverpool. They've had 3 new cases of COVID. One of them seems to be Alisson, possibly.
Alisson.
There's rumours
of
Alisson,
Firmino, and Keita.
Yeah, there was rumours. I think it started by.
Wait, is this at Liverpool?
Yeah. Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, it's Alisson, Firmino, and
Thiago's out. Thiago's out.
Yeah, Thiago's out with injury.
I think it was started by Chelsea fans. There were rumours earlier in the day that Salah was one of them that had been affected. It was like, yeah, wishful thinking. But Mo, what's it looking like for Sunday? What do you think is going to happen Sunday? Because obviously we are at the back. We are fully stretched, right at the back. What do you think? Who do you think is even going to play right wing back?
Aspie.
I hate to say it, but I think this team picks itself, man. There's not really a lot we can say here. I think you're going to see Thiago, Chalobah, Rudiger, Aspie, Alonso, and it pains me to say, guys. I swear to God, it's so depressing to even talk about it. And we're going to see probably a Jorginho and a N'Golo Kante in there. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see if we go with the mindset of like we're going to bench Lukaku for this game, then he might be on the bench. But I would be very surprised. I think we're going to probably see Lukaku start up front to make the statement of like, we've put this behind us, and the conversation was had behind the scenes, etc. And if Lukaku can perform in this game, it'll be a good game for him to perform. And then you add, I think, your Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi starting in this game. I do doubt if Hudson-Odoi will get the chance to start in this game. I'll be very honest, simply because I do feel like after that last game, man, I've never seen a player get cooked so badly in my life, man. It was bad. Like they've been waiting to cook this brother for ages, man. But it's I would say probably Hudson-Odoi just doesn't start, and it might be like you see Ziyech or Havertz play instead. But I wouldn't. I would say Mason Mount will definitely start in this game. I think they will want his legs in that on that pitch, especially if you've got a Lukaku starting up front. And would it be surprising if I see Pulisic instead of Hudson-Odoi? Yes, because I don't think Pulisic has been that amazing either. And so it's a tricky one, if I'm honest with you guys. I don't think this is the most ideal game for us, but I don't think Liverpool have ideal scenarios happening for them either. At this point, Liverpool and Chelsea, it looks like we're fighting for who finishes second, man. It doesn't even look like we're fighting for the title, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. I think it's the game to finish. Who finishes closer to City in points? Yeah.
Stop laughing, Timo, man. Stop laughing.
I ain't laughing, man.
Well, what were you saying, Simon? What were you going to say?
I think.
No, do you know what? The lineup itself here, it is what it is at the moment, isn't it?
It's right.
At the end of the day, like I said, right wing back, probably I would advocate for Pulisic to start right wing back. Then, can't believe I'm saying this, I would have put Joe on the left. That could be mad.
Wow.
What do you want to do? What do you want to start Marcus Ramos on the left?
I don't know. I think we have to start a wing back, a recognised wing back, and unfortunately, Alonso's the only one.
Yeah, guys, the fact that Alonso didn't start the last game, I think he's starting Sunday.
I don't think Jorginho starts as well.
You don't think Jorginho starts?
I think Jorginho starts.
He's been playing with painkillers and he hasn't been good enough recently on the ball when he seems to be a press trigger on the ball for teams now. So like
T1, he's like 2 injuries away before
he was always a press trigger.
No, but not like you see how Marcos Alonso's a press trigger. Jorginho's not that type of thing, innit?
Yeah, but like right now, if we think about the forces, I doubt that we go with like Kante and Kova. Like none of them is like fully fit. I doubt that we put both on the pitch like together without Jorginho. And Ruben is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And another funny point is that Saul, like even with the injuries and the COVID cases, he was not involved. So
yeah,
that's a little bit worrying. So yeah. I feel like we'll see Kante and Jorginho on Sunday.
Zeke Tuchel said he had no wing backs on the interview. It just shows how he doesn't rate these players, man.
Yeah, like I mean, Tuchel said before in the summer that he only had 3 midfielders. It doesn't count Loftus and Saul, like really, like, and it goes back to what we've been saying on and on, like the board and Tuchel, like they don't align.
Yeah, I mean, do we think he's going to stick with 2 midfield, or he's going to add Kante or drop Mount deeper or something?
For me, like if Jorginho is playing with painkillers, for me we have to play 3 midfielders and play like stick with two up top. But like that's my personal opinion because like the Brighton game showed that like if we don't have them, the issue is not like having Jorginho or Kante or Kova. Like if we don't have them like 100% fit, like and match like ready, there's no point like just playing 2. Like the way it will be like we'll get bust around, it will be like worrying. And yes, like Bissouma was very good, but like if Bissouma can like bully us like in the midfield, I don't imagine like what Fabinho can do. So I'd rather go 3 in the midfield, have control, and pair someone with Lukaku up top, and because like for me we will have opportunities because they'll play a high line, they'll play most likely Kelleher in the post. We'll have opportunities. Now it's up to us to like finish them. So and we have to be solid defensively because Aspi and Alonso on the wings, that means that they'll slow. So we'll have to run a lot and compensate.
Yeah. That's why I feel like we might go for a more defensive mindset in this game because of the wing backs.
Yeah.
So Zeke might be right. We might play a 3 in midfield. and maybe one of the person that plays has to be the most progressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I don't. You see, I think either Pulisic or Cho is going to play right wing back again because of that, because of the pace. Because I don't think you can't have Alonso and Aspilicueta out wide.
But they don't have the positioning, Andrew, bro.
I know they don't have the position, and I totally understand that. It's just if you play in these two guys, one who's lost his legs and one who never had them in the first place, and Alonso, then
You only had one.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a recipe for disaster. But Prime has joined us. I know he's going to want to say something about the Lukaku thing, but we're just talking about the game on Sunday first.
My brother Prime.
We'll let him go. We'll let him go on Lukaku stuff. What's your thoughts on Sunday's game, Prime?
We are a dusted species. We're losing 2-0.
Oh my days! We brought him in for this.
I know.
We're
Get
losing.
him out of here, man.
We're losing. No, Reece James, no Chilwell. Kante might be a doubt. These guys don't great for Lukaku. It's going to be a painful game, man. Might not even watch it.
Oh, shut up! You're going to watch it.
No, I will watch it, but it's going to be
exactly. Yeah, I love that when people go, when the team's losing. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Shut up, man! You're going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm blaming Prime if we lose, guys. This negativity, man, I can't stand it.
Two things will happen in the game. Salah will score. Callum will miss a sitter. Mount will miss a sitter. Lukaku will get racially abused. No, 4 things.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay.
I hope you're wrong on all accounts, by the way.
Yep.
What we're gonna do? I'm gonna let Prime go on this Lukaku thing, and then what we're gonna do is then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna rate the first half of the season. How we're doing overall, best player, best goal, etc. like that, and then we'll finish for the new year because people like to do that sort of thing this time of year. But Prime, obviously you've had you've had 24 hours of Lukaku stuff. What are your feelings overall?
Okay. Let me land with all of this before people try and jump in.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with what he said entirely because he's right. First of all, the thing stuff about Inter Milan and stuff like that. But again, I don't have a problem with that. He he was loved by Inter Milan with the fans and all of that. The way he left wasn't necessarily the best. He didn't get to say goodbye to the fans. The fans kind of turned against him a bit at the start of the season. And he did always say he's going to eventually come out and try and clear the air with the fans. So don't have a problem with him doing that. Speaking about Chelsea, again, there's a lot of stuff kind of missing from the little clips and twists and stuff that people saw in the media. I don't know why, but the conversation ended up going about Chelsea. Maybe he was asked. I doubt he's not you guys said he's not a stupid guy. I doubt he would bring it up randomly. But ended up speaking about Chelsea. What he said about the system or how we're playing not working to suit him, he's right in that as well. Should he have come out and said that? No, but he is right. How many times have I said this? Basically after every game we played this season with him in the team, so many people have said it as well. The way these forwards create for him or the team creates for him is clearly not good enough. In this last game alone against Brighton, after the Lukaku goal, we did not create a single chance on goal. We don't create enough for this guy. So
wait, did you say after the Lukaku goal?
Yeah, we didn't create a shot off.
Okay.
On goal. Again, should he have said it publicly? No, I get that. But the words he said, he's not wrong in what he said.
But this is an interview that's 3 weeks old, brother.
Yeah, I know as well. And back 3-4 weeks ago, everything was going well. We were top of the league, flying high. But if the interview had came out then, when it should have been released, no one would have a problem with what was being said. By the way, because people would be like, "Yeah, you know what? Lukaku is kind of right. We don't actually create enough for him. You can clearly see."
No. People would still have a problem, bro. Because
no. I don't think so.
I don't think people have as much of an issue with him talking about the system necessarily. I think a lot of people have a problem with the fact that he's talking so much about a club that he's already left, and he's talking about the fact that he was willing to stay at that club if they had offered him more money, and the fact that he's basically making every statement possible that pretty much lets you know that what I have said about Chelsea Football Club in one way, form, or another can be questioned. And unfortunately, it's a PR stunt that I think has failed on every level, because it really addressed the things that he wanted to address in the beginning, which was to appease these Inter fans, because these Inter fans are not going to look at him and now think, yo, we love what you're saying here, because he's just told them, yo, if I was offered more money, I would have been happy to stay at Inter. However, if these other three clubs plus my childhood club of Chelsea came knocking, I was always going to look at these options. I don't know, but if I'm an Inter fan, I'm not going to look at this guy and think, yo, what you're talking about here is making me feel great about the fact that you were grateful for my club.
True, but
It sounds like you're someone that is trying to appease everything and have clearly not thought anything through. You've just said a lot of garbage that contradicts in itself some way or another, because you're talking about this being the right time. It's definitely not the right time for the club you currently play for, and you're talking about the fact that you're trying to be professional. This ain't professional. It's simple.
Yeah, but I'm not an Inter fan, so with all of that, like I said, that doesn't bother me because I'm not, an Inter fan. But like the way Chelsea fans are trying to turn against him, and like what Andrew said, I think it was Andrew. You either said it here or on the terrace, but you said something like how fans are saying this is the worst thing a Chelsea fan has done and stuff like that. Like what Lukaku did in the grand scheme of things is not actually that bad. It shouldn't have been said, but it's true.
We've had worse, man. We had Courtois. We've had Courtois say that he's going to Real Madrid and not showing up to training. Like we've had players do some mad shit.
And that's what I don't like. And that's what I don't like. It's the hypocrisy and the fact of this confirmation bias people love to do. Like people will say something and they will do their damnest to make sure it comes true. Or if it ends up coming to pass 3-4 years later, people will say, "Oh, I was right. See, I told you." No one, majority of Chelsea fans didn't want Lukaku. I don't know about you guys on the panel what the percentage is here.
Bro, I wanted to strike.
I didn't want Lukaku.
I wanted to strike. We were dying for a striker prime. I was like, when in my opinion, we are beggars at that point. We're begging for goals. I'm like, yo,
but the majority of Chelsea fans, the majority of Chelsea fans. I watch so many Chelsea things. Carefree Lewis. I watch, Monsters Channel, Blue Fans TV, Lawrence, etc. Everyone was saying, or the vast majority, 80-90%, people were saying, I want Haaland. Oh no, bro, I don't want Lukaku. He's a donkey. First touch, this and that. Timberlands, jeans. Don't want Lukaku. I want Haaland. We didn't get Haaland. We got Lukaku. And now they just want a confirmation bias to say he's not good. That 7-game run before he got injured, when he didn't score, people were saying, "See, I told you he's not good. Look at the chance he missed against Juventus. He only got one chance, by the way. Look at the chance he missed against City. He only got one chance. See, he's not good. He doesn't. We should have bought Haaland. Look at what Haaland's doing at Dortmund at that time period. By the way, Haaland was also performing bad at the start of the season. People were saying, "Oh, bring in Haaland. He'd finish these chances. He'd do this and that." What Lukaku just did, fine. He shouldn't have said it, but he did. Haaland would do the exact same thing.
His agent would.
Yeah. Worse, but no. But his agent would make it 100%. Look at how Raiola treats Man United with Pogba.
No,
but our fan base would defend Raiola and defend Haaland.
No, but Prime, there's two things to this, right? Like number one, the timing of this has put unnecessary pressure on the club and as well as Lukaku. Would you agree with that statement?
No, because there was already unnecessary pressure anyway.
No, but this is adding to it. Do you not think this is adding to it?
It adds to it, but I don't think it makes a difference either way. There's already look. Keep in mind, if this didn't come out now, we play Liverpool. This whole thing of Lukaku, small game Romelu, he doesn't turn up in big games.
Yeah.
This whole thing of Chelsea, what are we off? Man City 8 points off them. Oh, we're out of the title race. We're failing. We're not really as good as we think we are, etc., etc. This pressure is here anyway.
Do you know what's crazy, Prime? It's and the game week 19, I think it was. I checked last season, right? if I'm correct, we were on like something like 28 points, and we are now on 42.
29.
29 points, and we're now on 42.
Bro,
yeah,
respect
and in second
Lampard,
place.
it was 29. Respect Lampard, it was 29.
No. Okay, yeah, 1 point. What a big difference. Anyways, yeah, 29
You
points.
respect your legend.
And then, and we're now on 42 points, right? And the 42 points that we're on right now, where we are second place, I'm like, considering the flipping madness this season has been with injuries and COVID, yeah, I swear to God, I am not even lying to anybody. Not once did I think we would face this type of madness. I would have taken this without the injuries. Imagine with the circumstances we faced, and we all know, right? And I'm not saying out here to anybody, yo, like our players should have not done this and blah. No, there are games, guys, that we have no business drawing. We have no business drawing to Burnley. We have no business drawing to Everton. Those 2 games, in my opinion, very winnable games. Even the Man United game comes from a mistake. They've done nothing to deserve a draw from us. We gifted them a draw. So when you look at the whole grand scheme of things, that's 6 points dropped in 3 games. That easily could have given us 6 extra points, where we would have been 2 points behind City right now, right? So to me, I'm like, yo, sometimes this is the difference, guys. And I was telling them at the start of the season, guys, for 5 seasons, my club has not shown me consistency over a 38-game season, right? Where I can trust them to be title contenders, let alone title favorites. Yeah, people were pushing this narrative, not just Chelsea fans, rivals and media. And the reason why they were pushing it is so that they can hammer down on us because we signed a 100 million striker. They fully know it's not just down to a goal scoring issue at Chelsea. It's never been. Goal scoring was part of the issue. But bro, tell me which team doesn't have an established 11 and wins the title? Because it's not. Come on. Let's be real.
It wasn't just that. It was the narrative of us winning the and like setting the best record in the Champions League. The narrative around that, Tuchel being a world-class manager and everything. Like, should start of the season. Like for me, I said, can we win the league, or should we win the league? Can we win? Whatever wording. Yes, because we've got the manager that is on par with Pep and Pep and Klopp, at least on form anyway, or whatever, not based on legacy. We've got a world class defense, we've got a world class goalkeeper, a world class centre back, we've got a world class midfield. Whether or not you rate Jorginho doesn't matter. The midfield functions as is. Our forward line will let us down. Whether they finish their chances or create enough chances to score, they will let themselves down in us winning the league. And it's because these past games, when Lukaku's been out, you named Man United, you named Burnley. To be fair, he scored in this Brighton game, but there's the Everton game he didn't play as well. 3 games where Lukaku plays, he scores in, and all of a sudden we're 2 points probably behind City.
You know what?
If I can add a last point to
last point, then we'll move
to like bounce on what Mohammed said, like. There was a stat saying that Chelsea lost like 11 points like after leading at the board. And that's the most this season. That's the most like of all the top clubs. That shows to me that this team is not like ready to win a league, and it's nothing like negative to say about like we just have to accept that we improving, yes, but like we still have work to do to like look at City, the likes of cities and Liverpool in the eyes. And yes, we could have won the league this season, like provided the fact that we didn't have like many injuries or like we had a bit of luck. But the fact that we're not ready in the long term, it will show, because like we would have won this season and maybe like finish like 3rd or like 4th the following season, because this team is very inconsistent. We just have to like accept where we are right now. And just keep on building on that.
It's the draws that kill you, because you could even say you could swap 2 of those draws for defeats and 2 of those draws for wins, so you've got more points. Which is amazing to think about. But you know, before we move on to, I want to finish happy note. I'm not upset. I was more surprised not more has been made of a certain Mr. JT being hired back as a consultant at Chelsea.
If I speak,
I know. I was very surprised not more was, but of course, proper Chelsea. But But let's move on. Let's finish on a high. So halfway through the season, end of the year. Let's. I'll go around. Let's do favorite, best player this season in your opinion, best goal and best game. Yeah. So we'll start off with Timo. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. So who's been your player of the season so far for Chelsea?
I have to go to Nathaniel Chalobah.
Okay.
I thought when he first came on, I thought he looked, still young, but I think he came on with a bang. That Crystal Palace goal for me, that just goes to show you that I think we're trying to build something for the longer term.
Yeah.
But he's been there and thereabout, in and out of the team. But I think it's just him being kept consistent, even though he had that one tough game against the Villa. But I thought he was superb for the first half of the season for me.
He does mean Trevor. He knows he means Trevor. Nathaniel's his brother. He means Trevor.
Well, yeah, a great goal probably Giroud, the first leg against Atletico.
Oh, okay. You're going whole 2021. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. No, okay. We'll go. If you want to do whole 2021, it's up to you. And what about game? What game have you seen that stands out?
Stand out for me, probably. I'll say when we beat the Man City 2-1.
Okay. Do you know what? Let's do 2021 actually. People can remember.
Yeah.
Not half year. Let's do 2021. All right then. C1 London player of 2021.
It's close between Mendy and Rudiger. I think.
Oh, the troll lovers here.
I'm not a troll lover. Bro, I'm not a troll lover.
Who are you gonna say, mate? Rudiger or Mendy?
It's between Rudiger and Mendy.
I'm gonna give
it to Rudiger because I think the way he came back from and beat all the critics, I feel like we have to give him praise for that.
Okay. What about goal?
Goal. Ooh. It's between that. It's between that Reece James one against Juventus or what was it? Or Marcus Alonso free kick against Palace. It's between one of them two.
Okay, that's
because even though we played better football in the first half of Tuchel, I don't remember us scoring many goals where we're like, wow, like how did you score that? So I'll probably go for Reece James versus Juventus.
What about game?
And the game, it has to be Real Madrid at home, man. That was probably my favorite game under Tuchel.
Go about that.
That's a good one. All right, cool. Prime player 2021.
Oh, the calendar year.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing calendar year. Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Calendar year. I'll give it. If it's this season thus far, it's Thiago Silva. But the whole year, I'll give it to Mendy. You know, I was the only one that said this guy will be a world-class goalkeeper.
You lying sack of you know what? You're such a liar. You are such a liar.
No, I'm joking. I doubted this guy so much. I said he was average. I probably used some other words. I said he's not better than Kepa, but you don't have to get into that. This guy's proved me wrong. This guy's. Hey, no, I said this when he first came, so you know.
We did.
And everyone else agreed with me because no one refuted my point. But anyway, yeah, this guy's proved me wrong so much. He's the best goalkeeper. There was a point this season where he was the best player in the world. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. And these past few games, when we've been a bit shaky and goals have been conceded, you see the fact that we see rival fans harping in on him. The fact of, Ramsdale has, 3-4 good games and all of a sudden he's a world-class goalkeeper. Alisson comes to the league, 3 games in, he's a world-class goalkeeper. Same with Ederson. Mendy, he has a year of consistency, breaks a record in the Champions League, has the best save percentage in the world, and gets robbed of the Yashin Award. I understand why he didn't win it, though, by the way, but he gets robbed of the Yashin Award, and yet fans are still like, no, we still need 2 years to prove that he's world-class, but yet it's okay for Arsenal fans to say Ramsdale's better than Mendy. No one questions that. It's okay to say David De Gea is still world class, even though he's been average for about 2 seasons. It's okay to say that. Like, and this goes into black players having to prove more and show more. But that's a different issue that I don't want to get into because it's not my channel and all of that. But yeah, Mendy's my player of the year. Probably my favorite Chelsea player, or top 5 Chelsea players.
Okay, goal.
Goal. Have we scored many goals? I don't know. This season, it's
any goal in 2021 you want to talk about. Doesn't have to be like what's your personal favorite goal?
Have we scored many goals? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Andrew, Mount versus West Ham, by the way.
Oh yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Don't know. Mount against Liverpool comes in mind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Giroud against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. All right, we'll give you the couple.
That's probably game? Yeah. That's probably it. I guess. Best game.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid first leg.
Oh,
that performance, the performance in that game, and the way we performed, and like Andrew, you probably remember I said this on the terrace and stuff like that. I said after that game on the terrace reaction show, I want to play Bayern Munich. Give us any team that's left in this competition.
Yeah. I thought you were.
Give me any team that's left in this competition. We will beat them because on our day we can play anyone and face anyone in the world. And
I was so
I wasn't afraid to face them. After Porto in the getting into the semi-finals, I wanted PSG. Unfortunately, we didn't get them.
All right.
But yeah, we showed that we played Man City 3 times, beat them comfortably. Played Liverpool, beat them comfortably. Played Madrid over 2 legs, should have scored more goals if we had better finishing. What the hell's happened to our team, man? It's embarrassing.
That's true.
Yeah. Madrid. It'd be too easy to say Champions League final, so I'll Madrid first leg.
If you want to do it, that's absolutely fine. Mo, would you player of 2021 or this first half of the year, whatever you want to do?
Bro, you know what? At first I thought that was going to be an easy one. I was going to go with Mendy, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, like, although I have a strong case for Mendy, I'm like, Thiago Silva has been, oh my God, man. Thiago Silva has been unreal for us, man. Am I shocked by him whatsoever? No, I'm not, honestly
not
speaking.
37, by the way. He's not 37. He's not 37, by the way.
But it's actually ridiculous for his age how good he is, man. Like, I swear to God. And he wasn't even a player that when he was younger, like I remember when I used to talk about defenders, he wasn't always the guy that I would always like throw out a name as just because I think he played for PSG. I just didn't watch him that much. So I didn't really get to have the appreciation of watching him each game and understanding how good of a player he is. The first game where I remember watching him like fully and saying, look, he's about to sign for Chelsea. Let me have a look and see how good he is against one of the best transition teams in Bayern Munich with that Champions League final. And I remember just coming out of it thinking, flipping hell, this guy is this good. Like, and I'm like, at this age, I'm like signing him up yesterday. Like, I don't care. And he's been amazing. I mean, in particular for us this season, I thought he was amazing. But I have to give a major shout out to Mason Mount, guys. I don't care. I'm not even the biggest Mason Mount fan, right? Let me put this out there.
Prime wanted to say Timo Werner.
I'm not the biggest Mason Mount fan.
Werner's clear of Mount, but okay.
All right, cool.
You will never be.
When it comes to Mason Mount, right? For me, the biggest thing has always been like, I remember looking at him when he first joined our club back, and we were starting to give him games, and I was like, damn, this kid is full of energy. You can see he tries. You can see that there's little elements of goodness in him, but you can see he's such a raw player that he has a lot to really develop in his game. What I've been really impressed with is since he has been like this, I can see significant improvement in different aspects of his game. And at the end of the day, I have to say it as it is. Mason Mount has improved as a player quite significantly. And I do feel like if we continue to go down this path, he will become one of the guys that we can rely upon. Because this year, the fact that he's added up goals to his game is very surprising to me because I did not have him in my starting lineup. So again, understand this is a player that I did not support before, but a player that I'm going to give him his kudos and say that I still expect his performances to be better. because his performances for me still aren't always 100%. There are moments where I feel like he's not there, and I need him to be. His presence is almost not as effective as it used to be. So I want to kind of get that balance right with this player. But I'll give him his kudos. This calendar year, he has been a player that we have relied upon quite significantly, guys. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's up to you. But I still respect him. So for me, the calendar year overall, Mendy. But I would say this season, Thiago Silva. And if we're talking about giving kudos to play, it's that guy. And if we're talking about goal of this year, it has to be Mason Mounts versus West Ham, man. I can't even lie. Game of the season for me was Juventus 4-0, man. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Very
quick
question.
Right, so I want to get Zeke's.
No, I know. Question. I think a lot of the
Is this a question or is this
consistency? No, it's a question. Consistency thing is what Mount. Yeah, he does need to improve. But I think a lot of the praise Mount gets, and this is not me even hating on him, to be fair, but a lot of the praise, or at least in your thinking, is it based on the fact of, at least in the first half of the season, the big games we won was due to him turning up in, like against Liverpool, the Champions League final, the semi-finals and stuff like that. A lot of that was because of him turning up and performing.
Yeah.
Are you asking me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, I'll be honest. I think we've asked a lot of this kid. Like, yes, he has been overplayed in moments where he should have been probably dropped by Lampard. But at the end of the day, I can see that it's actually benefited him in terms of actually not being a player that hides from any sort of responsibility and accountability on that pitch. I do feel like he's a player that whatever we ask of him, whether that's a tactical instruction of being about in certain parts of the pitch, pressing a certain way, and obviously guiding in terms of actually being available to pass and exploiting that half spaces. And even just being able to be someone that is accountable for saying, like, give me the ball, like he wants the ball. He's not hiding in the game. That was really good to see. But this year in particular, bro, his GA speaks for itself. It's higher than before. His performances, in my opinion, have been not as impressive. And I want him to improve that and balance it out. So the way I'm looking at him as a player is like, I can see where he's improving in different areas, but I now want him to put it together so that he can become more of a player that we can rely upon consistently.
Yeah, he's right. It's more consistency and without trying to burn him to the ground like he looked like on Wednesday night. Zeke, player, goal.
Yes, I would like to put a formal request to not speak after Mohammed because he says most of the things I want to say. So
my bad.
Going into 2022, I request to not speak after him. I want to speak before. So now, on a serious note, for this season, like Mohammed, for me it's Thiago Silva. For the whole calendar year, guys, we have to be honest. Like for me, for different reasons, I have two players, and I'll be honest with you, I cannot like divide them. It's like Mendy and Mason for different reasons. They are like for me the face of like the club for this calendar year. And if there's someone I can shout out, and for me like he's very very important, and like he doesn't get like mentioned enough for me, is like Thomas Tuchel, because he changed like the way like even us as fans like we view our club, and the way rivals fans like view Chelsea as well. So for me, like he deserves a big shout out.
Sure.
And for the goal of the seasons, it might surprise people, but like the Callum Hudson-Odoi's goal against Juventus, like from the build up, for me,
right,
like, that's the most beautiful goal like I've seen this season so far.
What about game? What was the game that stood out?
Oh, the game of the seasons for me is like the I would say the Porto game. Like
what, the first leg or the second leg?
No, like the final, the final.
Oh, the final. Sorry,
I didn't see
the
my bad.
the final.
Yeah,
okay.
Emotion wise is something like I missed, and I was over the moon that night. So
no, that's good. Okay, I'll finish off. So player for me is 2021 I'm going to have to put Mendy, but special mention to Thiago Silva as well, and Mount, especially, and all the youngsters that have stepped up. Goal is actually going to be Reece James's first goal against Newcastle.
Oh yeah,
He
good goal.
took it down and he
Yeah.
held it in with his left foot. Astonishing. And game overall, I think that Juventus game, like that Reece, you know, the way we started, the overall way we just everyone's going, oh, it's not a good Juventus team. Yeah, it don't matter. We ripped them apart. So that for me, and you know what? Special mention for a certain performance by N'Golo Kante in the Champions League final.
Oh,
Oh my god! Like I said, the Kante triplets were all over that pitch. There was that run and the final was truly astonishing. But yeah, 2021 in the books. Orders at the Bridge will be back in 2022, possibly even as early as next week. But obviously, shout out Timo. Do you want to say anything?
Happy New Year, people.
It's very nice. That's very nice. See what London, do you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Happy New Year, people.
I can see a theme developing. Zeke, do you want to say anything?
It was this year been like great for me, like because those were my first moment like on the stream. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for your support. We'll be back in 2022. We'll be better in 2022. I wish you nothing but like health first and happiness. So I'll see you guys in 2022. Thank you guys and keep it going.
Mo?
Happy New Year.
yeah, man. Whatever my brother here said, man, Zeke, whatever he said is exactly what I'm gonna say, man. God bless you all. Happy New Year. And I hope we are all safe. I hope we are all happy, and I hope this pandemic is flipping just under control in some way, shape, or form, and we get back to like some kind of normality where we just don't have to worry about a lockdown happening every now and then. Man, I just wish the best for everybody, man. I don't know how else to say. I'm so grateful for all the support that everyone has given to this channel and everyone that's contributed, everyone on the panel, the ones that are not even here. And God bless you all. And yeah, Sarcasm City 2022. We're going to do some big things, man. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Prime? You're mute.
Yeah. Yes, this year's been like a weird year for me, rough year. Yeah, I'm just grateful for you guys and this lovely community and everything. And yeah, I'm not really good about my words, but if you don't stop, Andrew. But if you wouldn't mind, Andrew, would you mind in the chat if I post the link to the first XI? With what we're going to do.
No, that's fine. Let's go.
What we're going to do in January in the new year. If you guys know me, you know, like I'm a massive fan of AFCON. You know.
Yeah.
And
cool.
what we're going to do, the tournament starting 9th of January. So on the 8th, we're going to do a preview for it, and from the start of the tournament until the end, we'll be doing the watch-alongs for games.
Perfect.
We'll try and cover pretty much every game. I know some will be during like the day when people are working and I'm at work, so I might not be doing that. But like afterwards and stuff like that, I'll definitely be covering games as much as possible and stuff. And you know, especially with how some managers and stuff were coming out about AFCON being postponed or rescheduled and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's very important, especially now, to be able to talk about it. And I have the fact that I now have an outlet and a place to be able to go. I would anyone that's watching in the chat, or you guys, if you guys want to just tune in, you can come on the watch-alongs or the reviews and stuff like that. I think it'd be great. So
100%,
say that.
100%, massive. Big up for that, man.
And they're all on Sky, the games, aren't they? Or bulk of them are on Sky. So
yeah,
for the first time in ever, I think. So go ahead, man, because the AFCON is the most disrespected international tournament in the world. But you know, what I'll say is like, all to these guys here, the regular supporters at the Bridge, and Peter as well, the Godfather himself, obviously flawless for Sarcasm City. Like and share the video. Sub to this channel. There's other shows. There's other watch-alongs. Sub to Sarcasm City TV Twitch. There'll be pro clubs and FIFA on there. There'll be other watch-alongs on there. There'll be relegation watch-alongs on this channel. The NBA streams are moving to YouTube from the new year. Okay, so we will be on here for the regular season and the playoffs. Come and join us. Like I say, join as a member. There's 3 levels to join. You could be invited to a Q&A. And like I said, big up to Flawless for inviting all of us on, giving us time to speak, and just being welcoming and inviting, even when some people may have said, "Get out! You're on too much." But he doesn't. He doesn't. He just allows us to do it.
Wait. So you're telling me Flawless got my message? Nice.
So,
did he remove him as well?
But no, listen. I echo what everyone says here. It's been a tough nearly 2 years now, and stuff like this has helped others, including myself, up there. You know, able to speak about what we love and just distract from everything like that. And like I said, meeting the guys here, meeting Flawless, has been enriching beyond belief. So I want to say, those watching, thank you for locking in with us. Thank you for continuing to lock in with us. Have a happy new year. Be safe and be sensible. And if you're a Chelsea fan watching this, let's be positive going forward. And let's hope we can win some more trophies. Thank you very much, and have a